The Learning Team Initiatives is brought to you by the MetLife Foundation, the National Commission on Teaching and America's Future, and WTIU.
We're going to be having a very typical SLC collaborative session today. We'll be working as a Critical Friends group.
At Columbus East High School in South Central Indiana, it's teaching for teachers, learning new ways to not only reach out to students, but to each other. That's the goal of the Critical Friends training seminars.
And I said, yes, you did, just not away.
So our first couple of days of training, it develops a sense of community where we create the trust necessary and essential for folks to be able to expose their vulnerabilities, to expose those things that aren't working as well as they'd like to see work with their children. And we know how important it is to create a community where they know they won't be judged for that and that they'll be supported in their learning.
That's essential because of the changes in how these teachers work and operate in small learning communities.
Changing teacher practice, I think, is the most difficult piece of our work.
We believe that teaching not in isolation, where teachers will work together, is a better way of teaching. We believe that students being engaged, working on projects, were a better way of teaching.
That's why in 2004 the school put the small learning communities in place after receiving a federal grant. It's now offered only to 9th graders.
The 9th grade year is so critical to the success of high school. And we saw 9th graders coming in and struggling with a large building, the impersonalness of a large school. And so decided that we wanted to take a look and see if we could incorporate this more at the 9th grade level.
During many of the teacher trainings, a team will bring in their unit, present it to the group, and everyone takes part in the feedback.
So if they make the team think pretty hard, we'll save that for the feedback session. Okay? We do a lot of work around learning different processes to engage us deeply in professional discourse.
The videos, I know some of them were possibly where they were going to review them. This and that. Are you guys going to show clips of these? Are you going to show
the whole thing? Or are they going to watch the whole thing?
What we thought, we can have pick three videos that we think would work out well, and they have the option to view whichever one they want. Right. So that would allow them to hopefully get more interest.
Option so on their own at home or in class?
Probably in class. And we divide it up into 3 different classes and show it 3 different classes.
But the teachers can also bring up any concerns they may have about their students' performances or their own.
We always ask them to bring the work that didn't hit the mark, the students that they're not reaching, so they can get the multiple perspectives of their colleagues.
It's a process that's worked very well for Columbus East.
Okay, let's move into the researchable questions part of the activity, and then we'll be around to make sure that you're progressing successfully on that part.
Team leader Autumn Strevel feels she now knows more about her own teaching capabilities.
Okay, so maybe if you're going to decide succession, put that first, and then work your way down.
And her peers' strengths.
When you have professionals working with you, you feel like if there's an issue, you can go to them and they can help you and they're not going to judge you or criticize you. And that's in part due to the Critical Friends training that we've had, that we feel like we can approach our colleagues in a trusting environment and we can get feedback for the benefit of our students.
Autumn was one of the coordinators for the program at Columbus East. She teaches social studies while Rebecca Guest-Scott teaches language arts and Harriet Armstrong teaches career development and technology. There are about 50 students in the classroom along with a special education teacher and teacher aides. Together they all work on units such as the fall of ancient Rome.
I'm going to answer Michael's question and then we'll have a sharing out.
The students are actually acting as the Roman Senate. They're getting into committees, brainstorming solutions to problems plaguing Rome, and then presenting giving a persuasive presentation to convince the Senate that their solutions are the best solutions.
It's educating on a higher level. Everyone is actively engaged in learning. And it's making a huge difference for the students involved.
They help me adapt because I get to know my teachers better and I'm with the same kids like for those 4 classes that are all the same, and we all share the same teachers, so if there's a test in like World Civ, we all know about it and we all know what we're going over.
So it's just going to be a whole sharing thing.
And for student Daisy Martinez, the experience in a smaller learning community essentially changed her life.
and vice versa?
Well, it's been a big help for me because like I always had like the mentality that I was going to drop out as soon as I turned 16 because that is the age that you can drop out in Illinois. So, but when I moved here, it's like it turned my whole thinking around because I see that teachers actually care for you here and they're willing to do no matter what to help you.
A community of learners embracing the spirit and power of teamwork so all have a chance to achieve.
Bye guys, have a good afternoon.
The Learning Team Initiatives is brought to you by the MetLife Foundation, the National Commission on Teaching in America's Future, and WTIU.